Okay, still May 6th, 9:30 at night, 2020. So what I did is I just bagged them up. Can you see that? Right? Loosely pinned it. I don't know if I should put a few holes in it to let it breathe, or if I should leave it like that, because lettuces, these kind of things, usually like a bit of water, but we don't want it to get soggy, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm putting those in the fridge, right? For now, I'll just lightly keep it like that. I'll check it tomorrow. This is going to be for salad tomorrow. I'll make a salad before I go out, right? That's the first thing I'll do in the morning. And then, like I said, this one here is for the rabbit, so the rabbit will get, right? And then I'm going to try and eat this now over the course of the week or so, right? It would be good if I could get my son to eat some of this. He likes putting, because you can cook this as well, right? And he does a lot of cooking, so before he'd eat it, he'd have to watch me eat it, I think, because he didn't grow up with it. So this is a survival food that's really high in nutrients. And not only is it a survival food, it's a food source, period, people, okay? Okay, people. May 7th, 2020. I am so tired. I've done 2 days straight in the yard. Or is it 3? I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to gear myself up to do at least another day before I take a so-called rest, right? Because physically, you know, it's getting more and more intensive labor, right? So I think what's going to happen today is I'm going to go look for my skill saw, because I have that English walnut that, you know, I want for Andre's walnut art. So I'll cut a few rounds today anyway, get, you know, while I'm there, walnut rounds for Andre's walnut art. And then I'm thinking to move those vinyl strips, because I got to get into making my own garden beds, right? So I'm thinking to maybe move them down this way, out of the way for now. And then it makes it so I can walk in there and start digging up that marrow plant and loosening the ground. And, you know, go on the other side, loosen the ground a little bit, and then tarp it. Otherwise, that marrow plant just comes into my yard. But I think that's what we're going to do today, and maybe start building either a compost box for the other side, because my other neighbor is giving me some pallets that he doesn't want. So I'm either going to use the pallets for a compost on that side in the corner, because you can see there's a lot of weeds. So, you know, some of them, the majority of them, can go into the compost. Others can go in with the city, like the morning glories and those types of things. Or I'll put them on this side. It depends, because if it's a garden bed, you know, I don't need such high borders, right? It depends. It depends what happens when I move that siding. So it's just a matter of getting out there, people. You know, listening to these politicians, this mayor in New York, you know, he's guilt-tripping people, right? Because he's trying to justify everything that he's been doing. And, you know, putting the public union sector up in front, like they're the true warriors in terms of they're the essential service, and people who, quote-unquote, sit at home, that's the guilt trip. Well, you've been at home. Well, why have people been at home? Why are people being forced to stay home? This mayor now is, you know, guilt-tripping people for being at home who want to go back to work. And, of course, they're not allowing a lot of that to happen because, you know, there's that political agenda. Out here in BC, the construction industry has been business as usual. Buildings are going up as fast as they're being planned to be built. Nothing is put that on hold because they're so-called working outside. You seen those big trucks going up and down my road, parked right in front of my house. They go up and down my alley.
Water's ready.
Yeah, thanks. They go up and down my alley because they're, you know, building that over there. They go up and down and sit in front of my house because, and I'm telling you people, this has been going on now almost 2 years, because they're building that big high-rise over there, which will probably go on for another 2 more years. This one will go on for at least the summer, right up until fall, before that's done. And then I may or may not have traffic going up and down my alley as people are going in and out of their little condos. So, you know, like, just a lot of stupid shit. But you see, the government keeps that going because it, you know, brings in money, right? It brings in overseas investors, you know, property developers. So the criminal activity that's being funneled through these buildings, through the housing market in general, none of that stopped, people. Right, and neither has the harvesting of body parts, because fentanyl is in still full swing out here. Okay, for as much rhetoric as we're getting in terms of saving people's lives, they do absolutely nothing to save people from being murdered directly from fentanyl, never mind indirectly, and then accuse them of being an addict who deserved it because they should have known better, when a lot of these people who are sick today were introduced to these drugs when they were pre-adolescent. In other words, 12, well, some as young as 11, 12, 13, because that was the target group for the methamphetamine that was being run through this province for at least 6 years. And then they brought in the heroin, and then they brought in the fentanyl. And that's all business as usual. You don't hear them talking about that other than, oh, you know we have a mental health crisis with addiction. Yeah, we're going to do this program, maybe this program. But at the end of the day, nobody goes to jail for criminal activity, as that criminal activity is funneling literally billions and billions of dollars through the housing market out here, whether those buildings are being built, as in the here and now, right? Or whether it's being funneled through house sales. That hasn't stopped. A whole lot of other things have stopped, but that hasn't stopped. And it's like that all across the board, people. That's why they have more than 80,000 people dying in the United States of America directly related to fentanyl deaths every year, and they do jack shit about it. Because out of those 80,000, that's like 80,000 bodies that they can pillage. Bottom line. So it's very, 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 very depressing. And I don't know what's going to happen to society other than I think people need to revolt. I think people need to revolt and vote these bastards out. I think people should really stop and think before they have kids and make sure that these types of people don't get back into Parliament, right? Otherwise, they're going to be living in a computerized society with transhuman robots, right? Monitoring the grocery stores and any other facility that you will walk through. Like, do you honestly want your temperature tested every day? What if you're a menopausal woman and you have a fever? What if your body temperature just simply rises because of your hormonal, maybe you have a hormonal imbalance, or maybe it's just your body, right? And what gives other people the right to test your temperature based on presto science that nobody really knows what they're talking about? When you listen to enough people, none of the numbers match up. None of the stories match up, right? The statistics aren't being fact-checked, people. too many suppositions, too many ambiguous freaking answers or requirements or whatever, right? It's like, this is a down and out freaking sci-fi movie that's gone bad. Seriously. So anyway, I can't worry about that right now. What I gotta worry about is getting energy to go out there and move around. Use my skill saw, right? And try and get these garden beds going, right? Because my little seedlings in the X Club, for the ones that I've planted so far, are growing. I haven't put no peas in the ground, nothing yet, because I'm still kind of doing other things, but whatever. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to turn off this camera for now. I'll probably bring this outside later. I really should be doing dishes and making my salad, but I don't know. I only have so much energy, so I might just bypass on the salad for now and just go outside and work until whenever. And then maybe I'll take my day break tomorrow, but you know, I got that city whip on my back, people. Like, you know, when you get psychologically damaged due to psychological warfare and gang stalking and all this, after a while, you know, it's not that easy to shake off. It's really not. And they know it, and that's why they keep doing it, because they know if they pound you enough, they know if they hammer you enough, they know if they fucking stalk you and attack you and corner you enough, sooner or later, it's going to affect this. Right? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it just wears down your immune system in general. So I'm still kind of like having severe panic attacks. I don't look like it, but I am, right? Because as far as they're concerned, I don't belong on this planet because I interrupt their fucking mission. And that mission is, I don't know, people. I just know that BC's in a bad place right now and we're in big trouble. Okay, so we're outside now.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, this is the English walnut that we dragged home. City thought we chopped down that tree, remember?
Yeah.
He said, where did you get that tree from? Where did you chop it down?
Over there?
Well, we didn't chop it, though.
Yeah.
We found it.
Yeah.
Chopped down.
Oh, right. It wasn't there. It was up.
Way over there. No, it was...
But by the gas station.
Past it, that's right. So anyway, I'm going to do some walnut rounds, since I'm going to be doing this. I like to save the sawdust, because I think one day I'm going to make paper. So I should get a tarp for that. And then, you know, I'm not going to do it all in one day, right? Because that can take all day just to do that with a skill saw. But anyway, we'll move that to the back after it's been chopped down a little bit. Now, the big chore. Big chore. You can see what I've done. A lot of that is going next door, right? I'm trying to find neutral colors so that when I lay it down, it's not so noticeable as with the blue. This is the corner I want to get into. This is my goal. But before I can get into here, so I'm going to drag all that down here for now. Just going to put it in here for now. I'll move that tire and I'll just lay it here, and then I'll cover it from the rain and the pine needles and as I need it. Right. I'm definitely going to try it, people. I am. And then whatever I have left, oh God, I'll if my landlady doesn't take it for a greenhouse or somebody she knows and they don't want it, I'll give it away for free, or I'll chuck it. You don't know these things until you try, right? So that's where we're going to start.
Okay.
Where's that cut? Right here. So we're just chopping it down a little bit, right?
Can I zoom in a little bit?
If you want. Okay. What's that? What's that?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, like what is that inside?
That's how the wood works because it's from the walnut family. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
I know. That's really nice. Okay.
Do I say anything?
It is now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hi, people. So today I'm climbing a train. I gotta jump down now. See? Done. Woo!
This is where we're at right now.
Zoomed in.
This is where we're at right now.
Okay.
John. What is this?
Morning glory boots.
Yeah. You don't want to put that in your compost. The city gets that one. All right. Remove the vinyl, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. So now, I think we're going to start building in this walkway because I've got all this sand and grit. So I think we should dig off the surface dirt, throw it in there, and then after that's all done and we got ready for bricks, we'll lay some bricks down as we're working on this. And then this way we kill two birds with one stone.
Really?
Yeah, it'll look really nice.
How can we kill two birds?
You're going to see.
Oh, fake birds?
Yeah, it's just, it's an expression of words. Remember I told you words can be like art,
Yeah.
right? Instead of using paint and colors and pencils and
Yep.
that, you use words. Well, that's just an expression of words that's kind of like art. Okay, you can turn it off and we'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where it starts getting hard on the camera, eh? I come along and I touch it with my dusty hands. This is what I'm doing here. I don't know if Andre's got that on. There we go. I'm in here with the shovel, taking out this stuff and morning glory. Right? Do you see those roots? Hey? So hold on. Maybe I can put this camera here. I don't know. What can we do? They're not working. There we go. I'm sitting here thinking, right? All the time thinking. These people that are promoting this stay-at-home crap, this mayor in New York, you know, a lot of people, I'm telling you, they don't have this, what I'm doing. They're stuck in their apartments, right? And lower income people in subsidized housing with bugs in the apartments because the apartments are old and neglected. And they're being forced to stay inside. Look at this. And they're being forced to stay inside, pretty much. With their... Now some of them are starting to be targeted by police for not wearing masks and shit. Videos are surfacing, right? With the cops going stupid. Right? Targeting the poorest of the poor in the inner cities. Throwing them down to the ground for not wearing a mask. Standing outside their front door. And they have like row housing that doesn't leave you much room for anything. But, you know, it's hard to be cooped up all the time. Look at that. Very selfish on the mayor's part. And you know, I also think too, people, I think by them doing this, what they're doing, what do you call it? Prior to all this happening, the healthcare system was already in crises. Right? I mean, they used to have people lining up in the halls because they didn't have enough space. They're doing this to make their workload easier.
Maybe do you want to go for a walk later?
I'm leaving very soon.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh, where do you have to go?
Okay, so I'm done. I've been mostly digging in the dirt. I moved that vinyl stuff, got in there and started digging out those. And then I went on the other side of the fence and started digging out those. Got a whole bunch more dandelions. Right. Only because there's so many of them. And why not? It doesn't cost anything. So I'm going to see. Maybe I'll boil some up. Well, not boil, but steam. Steam them with some of this kale that I've got going here. And then just freeze them like that. I might do that. Because I have a lot, right? As I'm going around digging. That's what it is. Right? I think the cost of food is going to get really, really expensive. Well, it's already expensive. In some stores, it's really bad. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, people. I feel sorry for those people that are locked up in their row housing with no yards, no parks to go to. You know, nothing. Just row housing after row housing after row housing. And everybody's being forced to stay inside.
I found my clothes.
Even out here, apparently the kids can't play outside in the courtyards when they live in apartment blocks and stuff like that. Which is like so wrong because a lot of these older buildings, right, they have cockroaches and bed bugs and mice and, you know, the government's forcing people to stay inside and be with them 24/7, right? And if the company is trying to spray, oh my God, I could only imagine what it would be like. Could you imagine being confined to your apartment and the company decides, and it's hot, and the company decides it wants to start spraying for cockroaches? You know, I could see ignorant shit like that happening. And the people will be helpless to do anything about it because they're just the tenant, not, you know, they're not the property owner. And the property owner will want to poison them. And what, you know, they don't care, right? So just what better way to contaminate their bodies with bug spray when they're not allowed to even leave. You can't go out in the courtyard, nothing. There's something seriously wrong with society. Yeah. And as the governments are doing this, more than one governments, they're funneling money into the healthcare system. Yeah. It's like they're robbing Peter to pay Paul in some kind of way. You know, they're propping up the economies that they want to prop up. Right? They're funding the economies that they want to fund. Like out here, it's a building boom. Nothing slowed that down. And of course, the government brags about that. Well, we never stopped the construction industry. We let people, you know, keep building. Yeah, well, yeah, we know why you let people keep building, because a lot of these builders out here are crooks, right? And they're laundering money, right? They're laundering money, whether they're laundering it through these high-rises or whether they're laundering it through the properties that they buy and overinflate the property prices. Or, You know, it's all laundering money, so of course they're going to keep the construction workers working and the cement guys working, and, you know, because it's a venue for people to launder money. That's what it is, people. Just like with the healthcare system. Some of these people hooked up to machines in ICU, I highly doubt that they are alive, but the government's being charged for it, okay? Right? Because that's how they bring money into their hospitals. They overcharge, they do unnecessary tests on dead bodies, you know? Right? They're doing all kinds of crazy crap. And now the government's made it where nobody can really witness it because they don't want to get caught with the fucking shady shit that's going on behind closed doors, right? So I guess I should consider myself lucky in terms of I got to witness what happened to ShaMay, right? I got to witness, well, kind of what happened to Ciera. I'm still thinking, honest to God, people, I'm still leaning towards she was in a snuff movie. I believe that there is a good possibility she was alive behind that door, and those bastards were fucking torturing her, having us talk so she could hear it and have that, because they're harvesting the adrenal gland, right? And they have to have you in complete fucking fear in order to get that charge, you know. There's just some shit in those videos that I need to highlight that makes me think that, you know. I'm not going to say it right now just because you wouldn't know what to look for, right? But there's a few things in there that are definitely suspicious that make me think like that. And just the fact that they wouldn't allow us to identify her body, that tells you something. And then John sitting up there on the phone saying, well, I can't tell you what happened because, and the cops told me that if I was to talk, I'm going down. Whatever. Obviously, he's bought off. They bought him off, people. Yep. That's what happens. If you talk, you don't get bought off. Right. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I did, and then I'm just going to end it on that because I'm just talking around in the same old fucking circle. I do feel really bad, though, for people that are locked into their dwellings and they can't get outside and work themselves to death. Right. A little stiff. So, there we go. I got rid of that. I moved that down. You can see. I used some good old elbow grease. Right? And since I have now the freedom to go on to this side, right, I just expanded that tarp a little more. I've already started weeding, and on this side you can see. I mean, there's still more to go. There's lots. Lots. This all has to go. I did a small patch over there. I mean, there's only so much I can do in a day. I don't know if I'm going to come outside tomorrow. I seen the city truck driving around up and down this road. I don't know if they were looking in my yard or what. I don't fucking know, people. I don't know anything. All I know is sometimes I get tired of this, but this is a whole lot better than being stuck in some apartment where the kids can't be outside playing. Andre has his little friend over today, so, okay, you guys can't be scattering. I'll put this away. All right? I'll see what happens tomorrow.